All right, lads, hope y'all are having a fine day. We're running it back for chapter 3. For homework, you're supposed to learn this wonderful box of vocab here. It's a lot of verbs, but hopefully it wasn't too painful. And so I guess let's just start with this story up here. So we have Flaccus est colonus Romanus. Oh, wait, okay, so first here, colonus is an adjective, and it's a 2-1-2 adjective, which means it follows this pattern, this us, a, pattern. So let me just pull up paint here. Okay, so with adjectives, let's use colonus, colonna, colonum. This first word will be the masculine, the second will be for feminine, and this third one will be for neuter. So for example, in this situation, if I'm describing, let's say Flaccus, right? Flaccus is masculine, and so this would be masculine, and it would decline the same way. So colonus are nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative, coloni, colono, colonum, and colono. And then for the feminine, it would decline like this colonna, coloni, coloni, colonum, and colonna. Same as the first declension. And for neuter, it would end in colonum, coloni, colono, colonum, and colono. So adjectives agree with number, case, and gender, and so they'll match the whatever it's modifying. So down here, Flaccus est colonus Romanus. So Flaccus is a Roman farmer in agro laborat. He is working in the field. Here, Flaccus argum in agrum ducit. Flaccus leads Argus, which is the dog's name, a very cute dog, into the field. Argus flaccum non juvat sed dormit. Uh-oh. Argus does not help Flaccus, but he sleeps. Here's our conjunction, but. Quintus agrum intrat puer argum vocat sed Argus non audit nam dormit. So Quintus enters the field. The boy calls Argus, but Argus does not hear him because for he is sleeping. Sorry, there's no because, but nam is for. So for he is sleeping. And we can go through these stories down here, this one and this one here. So post redie scintilla quintum vocat, mittit eum ad agrum. So here, eum is a pronoun, and it's, let me just pull up my, like this. All right, so is, ea, id. I should space these out a bit more, actually. Is, ea, id. So this is the masculine, feminine, and neuter, and these are pronouns that basically mean that or he, she, it. So this would be nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative. And these all decline in their own funky ways because why wouldn't they? So this will be is, eius, ei, eum, and eio. For the feminine, it would be eia, eius, ei, eam, and eia. And over in the neuter, this would be id, eius, ei, id, because the nominative and accusative match for neuter, and ao. This is for the singular. So I will write the plural now. Let's delete this. Hopefully you should have written, I should have said this earlier, but you can go back and, I guess, write that down. It's really important that you memorize that. Let's see. This would be AE, aortum. Okay, that is tragic. Aortum, AEs, AOS, and AEs. In the feminine, this would be AI, AOTum, AEs, AOS, and AEs. And over in the neuter, this would be AA, AOTum, AEs, AA, they agree, because it's neuter, and AEs. So these are really annoying. All the pronouns are super annoying. You just have to memorize them, get some flashcards, I guess, and just, knock them out one by one. But essentially, that's what we have here. So, post for DA, scintilla quintum vulcat, mittit eam ad agrum. So, post for DA means the next day. So, the next day, scintilla calls Quintus. Right. So, with names, even though they're declined differently, you still want to call them by the nominative case. So, even if it's written as quintum, you still want to call him Quintus. So the next day, Scintilla calls Quintus. He or she, Mittit is sends. So she sends him. We know this is him and not her because eum is the masculine pronoun. So she sends him to the field. Quintus cibum ad flacum portat, nam flacus diu in agro laborat et fessus est. So Quintus cibum is food. So Quintus carries the food to Flaccus. Ad is the preposition to, so Quintus carries the food to Flaccus. Nam Flaccus diu in agro laborat et fessus est. For Flaccus is working for a long time. This diu means for a long time in the field and is tired. Puer ad agrum festinat, argum secum ducit. So secum is with, in this case. The boy hurries to the field. He leads Argus with him. Yeah. So say is, okay, let's, so say is another pronoun, and I guess I can go through all of them now. Nominative, genitive, accusative, ablative. Okay, this is singular and plural. Okay, so the first one is ego, which is I, me, mihi, and me. So this is for I. And here we have nos, nostrum, nobis, nos, nobis. And this is us. You just gotta memorize them. There's no really rhyme or reason to it, but just, yeah. I can do it like this. So that's for I/we, the pronoun. We have another one, tu, tui, tibi, and tete, and that is for you. Over here in the plural, it would be wos, wostrum, or I guess either way is fine, but a lot of times it'll be called westrum, Vobis, vos, and vobis. This is for you plural. Yeah. And then finally, there is, I did not mean to do that. Okay, this is not working quite very well. All right, it's going to be a little messy, but there's another one. Yeah, there's another one, and this is blank, sui, sibi, and say. And it's the same for the plural. And basically, this pronoun is just reflective. That's why the nominative is blank. It just takes whatever subject and just copies it, basically. And so here, if we go back here to sekum, the subject was the boy, and so se would be, or kum means with in this case, and se reflects back to the subject, which is the boy. So this would be with the boy. So the boy hurries to the field, and he leads Argus with him. The se just refers back to him. So mox quintus agrum intrat, flacum videt et vocat. Mox means soon, so soon Quintus enters the field. Et is our conjunction. Here's our two verbs. He sees and calls Flaccus. Flaccus filium audit et ad eum ambulat, in terra sedet et cibum consumit. So Flaccus, audit is to hear. Flaccus hears his son and walks to him. In terra sedet, so he sits on the ground and consumes his food. Fun fact, Audi is actually from Latin, which means like they wanted to be like to hear the engine, to hear, and that's audit, to listen, to hear. Quintus domum non redit et sed in agro manet et flacum juvat. So Quintus does not return. Okay, so this is something that, so in English, there's a distinction between house and home. You walk into the home and, oh wait, sorry, what am I saying? You walk into the house, but you go home. And so with casa, which is house, you would say redit is return. So Quintus does not return. If this was casum or casam, it would be Quintus does not return to the house. But in this case, because it's domum, which is home, Quintus does not return home. It's just home. There's no to home or into the home. It's just home. So Quintus does not return home, but he waits in the field and helps Flaccus. Aloam ascendit et aloas decutit. So he climbs the olive tree and shakes down the olives. Flaccus aloas colligit. Flaccus collects the olives. Subito lapsat Quintus et ad terram cadit. So suddenly, Quintus slips and what it's called it falls to the earth or to the ground. Flaccus anxious est et ad eum currit, sed Quintus non saucius est. Surgit et domum redit. So Flaccus is anxious and he runs to him, but Quintus is not hurt. He gets up, he rises, and returns home. It's a very wonderful story. Picking olives. It's a nice time. So, over to the next story. Flaccus quintum laudat. Quintus domum redit et scintillam salutat argum in hortum ducit et horatium vocat. So Quintus returns home and greets Scintilla. Argum in hortum ducit. So he leads Argus into the garden and calls Horatia. Horatia in hortum fascinat laeta est quod Quintus adest. Okay, so we have another thing we need to learn. Basically, this is nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative, masculine, feminine, and neuter. This is qui, quai, quod, cuius, cuius. They're the same. I'm just not going to write them. Cui, quem. This is an e, quam, and quod. And finally, quo, qua, and quo. Yeah, so these are relative pronouns, and basically it means who. But in Latin, they also have quod as like it basically means because. So in this case, where was I? Oh yeah, laeta est quod quintus adist. So this quod means because, but normally it would mean who for neuter nouns. So Flaccus, oh wait, I'm right up here. So Horatia hurries into the garden. She is happy because Quintus is here. Flaccus ab agro redit fessus est, in casa sedet et quiescit. So Flaccus returns from the field. This ab is from. Od is to, ab is from. He is tired, and he sits in the house and quiescit, which means rests. Mox Quintus inquit puer bonus est in okay. So soon he says Quintus is a good boy, or yeah. In agro manet et me juvat. So he waited in the field and he helped me. Scintilla laeta est quod Flaccus puerum laudat. So Scintilla is happy because Flaccus praises his boy. Canam celeriter parat ubi parata est cana Horatium et quintam in casa mocat. So she, this celeriter is an adjective, means quickly, yeah. So she quickly prepares dinner. Ubi parata est cana. So when dinner is prepared, she calls Horatia and Quintus into the house. Quintus laetus est, quod cana parata est, in casam festinat. So Quintus is happy because dinner is preparing, and he hurries into the house. So yeah, that's dinner time, I guess. It's just some history, culture stuff here, and then chapter 4. Yeah, I'm not gonna be reading any of this culture. You can read it on your own. It's pretty interesting, but I'm just focusing on the actual language. So I guess for next time you can learn all this vocab, and we'll pick up from there. Yep. I'll see you.